Hi, my name is Tremaine Mullings, and I will be doing a final exam presentation for PAC resources for class HR 422D1. And here we have the table of contents. So we'll be going over PAC resources background, the SWOT analysis, then we'll be answering questions for the organization and the human resource department, as well as the human resource development, safety and security, staffing, compensation and benefits, and employee relations. PAC resource background. PAC Resources is a small manufacturing company located in the Midwest. PAC Resources manufactures a high-quality component for computers. Resources was established in 1994 by the current CEO, David Dukakis. Today, PAC Resource employs over 835 employees. PAC Resource market niche continues to be high quality in the current turndown in the industry. PAC Resources products are made in the United States. PAC Resources sells its own products and has a small customer base in the United States and Asia. PAC Resources rely heavily on one manufacturer that produces 83% of the total sales. This manufacturer is being affected by the industrial downturn, and as a result, cutbacks are to be expected. PAC Resource SWOT analysis. PAC Resource has several strengths that cause the organization to thrive globally. PAC Resource makes all of their products in the United States. They have a market niche and a strong history of overcoming obstacles in the computer component industry. The Senior Vice President, Cliff McNamara, is consistently managing the day-to-day business of the organization. PAC Resource patents the high-quality specialty components. Since PAC Resource markets 83% of all its overall sales to one manufacturer, they are heavily reliant on the customer to keep the business running. So in a situation of a downturn for the customer, PAC Resource would be negatively affected. PAC Resource does not have any prior experience in cutbacks or downsizing. PAC Resource doesn't have any proper knowledge to deal with employees that are upset over the downsizing. PAC Resource has two opportunities that can lead to the overall organization's success. PAC Resource can streamline labor and cut back. This allows for the organization to do an internal analysis of areas that are weak and turn them into new strengths. The second opportunity is to venture into new markets. By working with Senior Vice President Cliff McNamara, PAC Resource can discover new markets for their products to be sold and new customers. PAC Resource has several threats that, without overcoming, could cause the downfall of the organization. A decrease in product demand by the primary customer can cause a significant decrease in sales. Economic downturn can also cause a significant decrease in sales. As a result of these two threats, the organization is doing a 10% cutback in all departments. The unionization of the employees can cause PAC Resource to be under a union contract with employees to bargain with employees over terms and conditions of employment. Another threat are the possible lawsuits because of the organization and unethical practices by management. Now we'll go over the organization as a whole and the human resource department. Questions. Question 1. What should be done in light of low sales numbers? Human resource actions can allow for PAC Resource to gain two opportunities that could lead to the overall organization's success. PAC Resource can streamline labor and cut back. This allows for the organization to do an internal analysis on the areas that are weak and turn them into strengths. Next would be to focus on new market potentials. The HR department should work with Cliff McNamara to see any possible new market ventures that should be explored by the organization. Question 2. What should be done, if anything, about the fraudulent sales data? PAC Resources HR department should focus on the compensations and benefits division. Compensations and benefits manager, coordinator, and also the staffing manager should work together to get compiled lists of employees that have violated this policy by providing fraudulent data to work towards getting the commission and bonuses reversed and giving these employees disciplinary actions to follow. Question number 3. What can be done to improve employee communication methods? The HR department can work to improve employee communication methods by creating an enhanced software that contains knowledge of all company policies and procedures. They can hold more town hall meetings to discuss new policy changes, code of ethics, sexual assault and harassment process, as well as employee benefits. This can be done to improve the employment relationship. Next, we'll go over the human resource development questions. Question number 1. Identify the goals of PAC's training program. Are they meeting these goals? What could be improved? PAC's training program goals is to ensure that employees are up to date on sexual harassment and safety procedures. Another goal is to improve first line supervisors' people skills and understanding of the company's policies. Sadly, these goals aren't being met. Human resource development deals with many complaints about poor management, policies aren't being enforced consistently, and human resource development has created groups and training programs for employees to discuss their jobs and careers in the company, as well as to help employees better understand the policies. Human resource development could improve on these goals by creating a training evaluation for the training program that is reactive, easy to learn, and changes employees' negative behaviors to fit the desired results of the company. Human resource development can create and enhance software that contains knowledge on all company policies and procedures. Question number 2. Discuss PAC's efforts to retain and transfer knowledge. Are these efforts effective? What can be done to improve the process? Also, question number 3. What can human resource development do to improve transfer of training? Human resource development has created an off-site internet blog that allows for employees to share information on the success and failures on different company projects. These efforts are very effective in increasing information sharing for the company. Human resource development has put in a budget request to enhance knowledge software, and upper management should approve this. This will allow the organization to gain new ideas and feedback on different projects that could lead to new market ventures. Question number 4. How can human resource development demonstrate return on investment to prevent cuts in the training budget? What is the business case for training? Human resource development can demonstrate a return on investment to prevent cuts in the training budget by creating a training evaluation for the training program that is reactive, easy to learn, and changes employees' negative behaviors to fit the desired results for the company. Human resource development can create and enhance software that contains knowledge on all company policies and procedures. And here we'll be going over the questions for safety and security. Question number 1. Are wellness activities and flexible scheduling just an expensive perk, or is there a real return on investment for the organization? Discuss the business case for wellness and flexible scheduling. Wellness activities and flexible scheduling can be considered an expensive perk because it's difficult to measure its return on investment. Since the organization is looking to cut back in each department, this would be a huge opportunity for Safety and Security Division to make a sufficient cutback. Question number 2. Discuss the possibility of differentiating health insurance coverage. Can PAC provide different levels of coverage for smokers and non-smokers, or require smokers to pay their own premium? What about dependents who smoke? What about discrimination issues? Evidence does show that employees that smoke cost more in insurance premiums than non-smoking employees, even though this would seem like an opportunity to offer certain health benefits to non-smokers than smokers. This can be an issue of discrimination. Many states prohibit employee smoking discrimination. This can cause legal issues for the company. Providing equitable health premiums would be the best solution than providing different levels of benefits for smokers and non-smokers. Dependents that are of age to smoke should also be considered eligible for health premium benefits. Now we'll discuss the questions for staffing. Question number 1. How can PAC reduce labor costs and still save as many jobs as possible? Based on the research I found, these are several ideas that the staffing could use to meet the 10% reduction while keeping in mind the reaction of employees, the company, and the surrounding community. Staffing can remove overtime for employees, freeze the promotion process for all employees, and do a 5% salary cut. They can shorten the work week by 1 day for all employees. And lastly, they can do a selective downsize for 10% of employees that are considered liabilities for the company. Question number 2, discuss the short-term and long-term implications of downsizing. What does research say? Based on the SHRM article, Employment Downsizing and its Alternatives, the short-term implication of downsizing can allow for a company to create a savings that'll exceed the long-term cost. HR departments must work with leadership to ensure the long-term implications of downsizing does not cost the company more than the short-term costs. These short-term costs could come from severance packages for employees, involuntary termination, and voluntary retirement. Next, we'll go over the compensation and benefits questions. Question number 1, discuss the bonus system at PAC Resource. How could it be improved or should it be terminated? The Compensations and Benefits Division restructured the compensation system by broadbanding 14 salary grade levels into a simpler system consisting of 5 levels. The purpose of the merit bonus system was to link the compensation to the success rate. The merit bonus plan system is an extremely expensive plan that is crippling the company and should be immediately terminated at the company's discretion with proper notice to the employees. What makes a reward system motivating? Reward systems are motivating because they offer monetary and non-monetary rewards to employees for a significant contribution to a company's return on investment in the form of the employee's performance. How should PAC Resource address the issues of the FMLA employee who is mistakenly terminated? There are several things PAC Resource can do to rectify the situation with the FMLA employee. First, they should seek legal counsel to discover options that are available to reverse this termination. Next, the benefit coordinator needs to get in contact with the employee directly to get copies of the foreclosure documents, files checks, return check fees, and her current credit report. Lastly, staffing needs to get the information of her termination process and who processed the termination. They can use this information to determine the best solution for this issue. Next, we'll be discussing employee relation questions. Question number 1, what should be done regarding the employee who is terminated without any disciplinary procedures? PAC should discuss with legal counsel about the employee at will policy. If the employee does not have a contract, if the terminated employee does have a contract, PAC Resource needs to discuss with legal counsel how to best rectify the situation that will allow them to honor the contract to the employee. Question number 2, discuss unfair labor practices. Are there incidences of unfair labor practices at PAC Resource? If so, how should they be addressed? All employees have the right not to be subject to unfair labor practices. Unfair labor practices are acts that arise during the employment relationship. PAC Resource has several unfair labor practices, such as first-line supervisors not being consistent with following policies and procedures to achieve the bonus system, preventing employees from forming a proper union, and being non-responsive to employee sexual harassment issues. Many of these issues could be solved by allowing the employees to form a union. And this would allow for the company to go into a legal contract relationship with employees over terms and conditions of employment. So concerns like sexual harassment and first-line management following proper policies and procedures will start to diminish as management is being held to a legal standard. Lastly, here are my references. And this concludes my presentation for PAC Resource. Thank you for watching.